Hello. Hey, my name is Gene Mangum. I'm a volunteer here at the Railroad Museum, and I have been since, 2018 or so, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And as I've told folks before, I have more fun doing this than anybody. And I really, and I learn things from the people that that visit the museum. It's the young folks are fascinated by the trains. So they really get a real kick out of the Garden Railroad, and they're really more interested in watching them roll around. Then the kids, like, if they're 10, it's a little mix between the magic of trains that run around, and then they're beginning to get into that, oh yeah, this stuff is pretty historical. But then maybe late teenagers, and then they're more interested in the history of what's going on and why it's here, such as that. And then these kids that came out here to take the photographs, they really delved into a little more of the history of what's going on. So, and they did a marvelous job taking pictures.
My name is Yusuf Wayachef. It's a complicated last name. When I presented the adventure to go to the Railroad Museum, the students were excited, and I chose to make it a field trip day. I framed every picture students took, well, 3 of each person pictures I framed, and I let them know, like, this is what you guys, I made sure they seen it. And I also told them about the contest and they're able to go and see their pictures up in the museum. And some of the students they went and they told me that seeing their artwork at the museum felt good, and having their parents share that with them, they were very happy. Before I told Cristiano that he's won, he was surprised, and he actually did not believe me. So when I did let him know that he was the winner and that he needed to come if he wanted to see his work and obtain his reward, he was very excited and he couldn't wait to tell his parents. Afterwards, he actually did change in the classroom, and I was able to see a little bit of a spark to him in the way he participated. Definitely was a confidence builder for Cristiano.
Hello, my name is Cristiano Beltran. I'm a student here at Lamar Consolidated High School, and one of the 3 winners at the Old Railroad Museum contest, photography contest. My picture that I took, Wandering Willie, at first I was looking at it, it looked like he was lost and he was trying to read some signs, but I didn't find out till later whenever I went back to that museum that he was talking to some lady. I came into class one day, we did our normal in this class, and then my teacher held me back and he told me the great news about how I had won, one of the top 3. And how I won the prize, and that I had to be back at the train museum a week later for it. But me and my dad went. He had a good time there. After being recognized like that, I've never have been, so it was a big thing for me. My dad was really proud of me. So was my mom. She knew I won. She didn't know what I won. But being recognized like that by so many people to have it put in a museum was really good for me. I put all my shot into Wandering Willie, hoping for the best. Some of the pictures that you can take are like amazing. There's background behind it, there's story. It's not just an empty picture.
I think that as people come through here, then they get the idea that the trains are historical, and there's some parts that you can bring out, especially when you talk about the tower. That for 101, 2 years, it served right there. Fact is, where the 2 trains cross, that's how this town got its name. It was called Rosenberg Junction, after a fellow named Rosenberg who owned the Santa Fe part. It was called the Gulf Colorado Santa Fe at the time. Guess what? That's how the town got its name, Rosenberg, from that. And that's where this yellow tower was for 100 years. I think if people that come here that see it, what my hope is they go away understanding the relevance of the place and how railroads influence their town. And I mean, it's not like, oh, they made the town, but they did. But if they can go away with that appreciation of what is done here, I think that would be good. If history really was there, and these things are still around. I mean, this car was built, like we say, many, many years ago, but the train tracks are right there, and they still serve. So this has a lot of historical significance.
Took my chance, and look at where it got me.
Yeah, not a lot of people can say that they have their picture up in a museum. And my students were excited that, hey, there's a museum and they're having it up there, and they can share it with their grandparents and their parents and go there anytime they want to look at the trains and point where they took that specific picture. They had a good experience and they were able to share that experience with their families.